Harley Quinn started out in the DC universe simply as the Joker's girlfriend, but she's really come into her own separate identity and character, especially in recent media. The Harley Quinn animated series follows Harley coming to terms with her abusive relationship with the Joker, breaking up with him and proving herself to the Gotham underworld that she can be a capable, respected, and feared villain all on her own. We see Harley work her way up the blood-soaked ladder to the big leagues, the Legion of Doom, to be able to rub elbows with the elite big bats of the DC universe. I started watching the first episode of the show with reasonable expectations, and just like Aquaman at the end of a fishing pole after a drunken night out, I was hooked. Kaley Cuoco executive produces, as well as voices Harley Quinn herself, which funnily enough makes this the second Big Bang Theory actress voicing the character after Melissa Rauch voiced her in the Batman and Harley Quinn movie. Can't wait to hear Mayim Bialik's take. Kaley Cuoco's had some experience doing voiceover work before. I know her from back when she played Brandy in Brandy and Mr. Whiskers.
Brandy Harrington of the Florida Harringtons. Ever hear of them? I thought not.
And she played a Bratz doll, apparently? Remember Bratz, everyone? I love Kaley Cuoco's take on Harley. She perfectly captures the fun-loving, off-the-rails manic character while still keeping her sympathetic enough to root for. The series doesn't cop out and make her an anti-hero. She's as villainous as she should be, but with an infectious and bubbly likability.
We'll Fast and Furious 7 it. Guys, that's the one where they shoot a car from one skyscraper into another skyscraper, but ultimately they're just all about family.
She's super determined in achieving her goals and proving herself, and you'll find yourself cheering her on, even if the path is paved with smashed in skulls and exploding corpses. We do spend most of the show in Gotham, so we do get Batman's rogues gallery playing supporting roles in several episodes. But it's refreshing that the show puts more of an emphasis on more obscure C-list villains that we don't necessarily see a lot of in other DC projects. I mean, sure, we do get Joker, who is played brilliantly by Alan Tudyk, and he plays a big role in Harley's character motivations, but he doesn't hog the spotlight. It's more interesting to get to know some of these smaller villains and witness their struggles to live up to the big name villains like Two-Face, Penguin, and Bane. One touch I really liked was Kite Man constantly saying hell yeah, just like in the Batman comics written by Tom King.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Hell yeah! Every great villain needs a crew, and Harley finds one in the theatrically obsessed Clayface, the overly crass Dr. Psycho, the gentle giant tech geek King Shark, and Harley's best friend, Poison Ivy. And these characters all shine in their own right. These voice actors all have excellent comedic timing and are very likable in their respective roles. One of the strongest elements in this series is the dynamic between Harley and Poison Ivy, played by Lake Bell. This Ivy is more of a deadpan, cynical but supportive best friend, and it's great seeing the two of them constantly bicker and butt heads, but at the end of the day, still care deeply about one another. There is a point in the series where the two have a falling out, and it's genuinely emotional. This is hands down my favorite animated incarnation of Ivy. I especially love some of the unique twists they pull and how they portray certain characters. It's really fun to see how they play with your expectations to deliver a really fresh and really funny story. I love how the villains are portrayed somewhat as celebrity personalities, with public images and reputations they have to carefully maintain. They hire agents, they have press junkets, they go on daytime talk shows, they seek arch nemesis like their potential dates on Tinder. The show takes this idea and runs with it, and I really like the satirical twist on how these crime lords are usually presented to us. It's clear that this show doesn't take itself too seriously, which is great. The writing in this show is hilarious, raunchy, and vulgar, and doesn't feel forced. All the jokes and gags are very naturally woven into the story.
When Gothamites hear the name Harley Quinn, I want them to piss themselves. I want a taste of that.
You want a taste of piss?
No.
The animation here is really fluid and expressive compared to some of DC's recent animated projects, and it perfectly sells both the comedy and action on display here. The only thing that bothered me with the animation was that whenever there's blood, they reuse the same pre-rendered stock squib effect every single time, and it just looks so unnatural on top of everything else. Maybe there's a feature I don't know about where viewers can choose to watch a less gory version of the show and just turn the blood effect layer off. I don't know. But honestly, the show looks fantastic, and the blood is the only thing remotely close to lazy animation. And if you know me, I hate lazy animation. The finale episodes do go a little overboard with the zaniness and suspension of disbelief compared to the rest of the season, and I found it pretty jarring that it took such a sudden turn. In my opinion, it really cranks up the absurdity to 11 with absolutely no build-up.
Well, that took a weird turn.
But honestly, that's just a minor nitpick because this series was so entertaining throughout. I found myself just accepting it and enjoying the ride. There's also an episode where lonely Commissioner Gordon befriends Clayface's disembodied hand, and it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. The series spans 13 episodes, and it's gonna leave you wanting more. Harley Quinn is fun, action-packed, and overall a really outstanding series. I'll even go as far as to say it's the best thing that DC Animation has produced in recent memory. It's honestly up there with Teen Titans and Young Justice for me. It's that good. The show manages to find a great balance between the laugh-out-loud humor and the over-the-top gory action. And it even nails the surprising amount of hard-hitting character drama that comes into play near the end of the season. And you really get invested in these characters. It fully embraces and delves into what people love about Harley Quinn. And while it borrows a lot of familiar elements from the comics, it still tells its own story. They really knocked it out of the box. They really knocked it out of the park with this one. I give the Harley Quinn series my highest score of a box of Kaylee Cuoco Puffs. Ready to rev up your Harley, Mr. J? Hey, you made it to the end of the video, congratulations. If you enjoyed this video, like it, and if you want to see more reviews from me, be sure to subscribe because it really helps the channel. If you have a movie, TV show, or video game you'd like me to do an animated review of, please let me know in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.